Yo, YouTube, what up? We have a transformation cut. We have a 3 on top with a high ball fade, and he wanted to knock down the beard. He have a wedding to go to, and he said he wanted to look presentable. As always, I'm just going to comb out the hair real fast just to really look at his growth pattern, look and see which way his swirl want to grow. Just checking to see where his calories are located at before we throw on this 3 guard and knock him down to his buzz cut. You can see I threw on the 3. This Tune 45 clipper is freaking beautiful. We put it in turbo mode. You see me lift the hair up with the comb so the guard can just feed right through and we can just knock this hair down fast as possible. For some odd reason, it's very satisfying to me when I just cut off clients' hair that have a lot of it. I just like watching the hair just cut and fall right off the client's head. It's super weird, but it's like satisfying. I just really enjoy it. But this should be your easiest step throughout the whole haircut. Just mow through the hair, man. Just get it off so you can just proceed to put in that fade. And this clipper is very powerful. You can see how fast it's just ripping right through that hair. Just like the client requests, we're going to do a high ball fade. So I start with my Tune 45 trimmer, starting right at the bottom of his vertical bar, setting in my first initial bar guideline. And I am not just going to go straight across. I'm going to contour this fade to my client head shape so it will suit him a little bit better. And I know it look crazy right now that my guideline definitely look uneven, and I always preach, don't ever put in a sloppy guideline, but you see me going back and fix it right now. Like, that's crazy, bro. If I wasn't just going and just fade it just like that, this fade will be super uneven. But he can definitely take the foil shaver, so we're just going to ball him out completely. Now you see my client have a very long vertical bar. This means he is giving me a lot of room to fade. So I'm going to make my guideline super wide and give him a stretch fade. Now, if he had smaller vertical bars, I would have to make my guidelines much smaller, and that would make it a tight fade. But you know, if you watch my channel, I really love stretch fades. I feel like they give you way more room to actually fade, and your cuts come out way more blurrier. I just love a stretch fade, man. It's just nothing like it. And I feel like you really have to stretch your guidelines to really get a nice, clean, blurry blend. But let's jump right back into this video. I'm about to break this down to you guys step by step. To take out this line, you want to start all the way closed and you want to tap at the guideline. Once you see that guideline start to shift up, you're going to open up your lever 1 notch and you're going to start to tap at that guideline. Once you get to this step, you should slowly start to see your line fade away. Now I'll just open up my lever another notch, and I am using the corner of the blade when I am taking out this line. Now I'll just open up my lever halfway. Now I need to be at the very top of that guideline. If the line do not come out, just go back and repeat them same exact steps. If that line still do not come out after you just repeated them same exact steps, it's cool. Do not panic. Whatever you set that line in with, that's what's going to take that line out. So I set my line in with my trimmer upside down. So I'm going to come back with the trimmer and remove the rest of that line of demarcation that I see. Now that transition is done and that line is out, now I am safe to move on to my next step. So I threw on the 0.5 guard and I start open, and I'm going up about an inch because I am stretching out this fade, which means my guidelines are super wide. Now to start to take this line out, I start halfway in the lever, and I need to be halfway in that guideline. You do not want to go all the way up. You just want to be halfway in the guideline. Once you start to see that lighten up, you're going to close the lever up all the way, and you're going to go to the line and you're going to flick out. You do not want to focus on anything else but removing that line of demarcation. If this line do not come out, you just take off the guard, you go lever open, just using the corner of the blade, because you do not want to push this fade up. You're just going to stay right on the line. If the line is not coming out, just open up your lever one notch. Continue using the corner of the blade and just hit the bottom of the guideline. If the line is still not coming out, just open up your lever another notch. I like to call this lever play, because you're going in and out of your notches to really get that line out. Sometimes the line comes right out, sometimes it doesn't. And if it doesn't come right out, you're gonna have to play with that lever to really take that line out. I still see a little line, so I just go all the way closed, just using the corner, and just tap at it, and you can see it came right out. And I really want you guys to really remember, if you need to go up higher in a fade, just make sure that you are all the way open in the lever. The higher you are in the blend, you need to be open in the lever. If you are lower, you can be closed. Now we're going to throw on the 1.5 guard, and I'm starting open. Right when I get to his parietal ridge area, I'm going to scoop right out, because you do not want to create another harsh guideline. So I just want to blend this 1.5 right into that number 3 that we knocked down on top. Right underneath that 1.5, we just close the lever, and we just hitting the bottom of the line now. And you can already see my transition is pretty much there. But to clean it up a little bit more, I threw back on the 0.5 guard all the way open, just cleaning up the rest of that line of demarcation. And you can see how fast this transition came together. All that's really left to bring this cut all the way together and take it to the next step is detail work. But I'm really not focused on that right now. I would just focus on putting the foundation of the fade in, and we're just going to move on to the next side and come back in detail after everything is lined up. Now we're just going to repeat the same exact steps. We start close, we tap at the guideline. Once that shifts up, we open up the lever one notch. Once that line shifts up, we're going to open up our lever another notch. I am halfway in the lever, so I need to be halfway in the guideline. If the line do not come out, we just go back and repeat the same exact steps. If the line still doesn't come out, you just pick up the same tool that you put that line in with. Sometimes the line come right out, sometimes it doesn't. So we threw on the 0.5, and we are open, and we going up about an inch as well, going over the guideline multiple times. Now we're going to go halfway in the lever, which means we need to be halfway in that guideline. Once it's starting to lighten up for you, you're going to close the lever up all the way, and you're just going to tap at the bottom of that line. That's the only thing you really want to focus on, is getting out that bottom line. Then we're going to take off the guard. We're going to go no guard open, just removing the rest of that line that the 0.5 left over. If the line do not come out, just gradually open up your lever until that line is removed completely. So crazy how these transitions just come together so fast. And this is really not a hard haircut to do. Super easy, super fast. The guy basically got a buzz cut and you fade it into a number 3. Now we just threw back on the 1.5 and we are open. Once we get to the ridge area, you just want to scoop right out because you do not want to create another guideline for yourself to get out. Then we're going to close the lever up all the way, and we're just going to hit the bottom of that guideline. And you can see my transition is basically there. To clean up the rest of that line, we just threw back on the 0.5 guard, and we are open. This system is dummy proof, and we're not really focused on really trying to make it super clean. We're just trying to get the foundation in. We're going to come back in detail after. And for the back, we're just going to repeat the same exact steps. Now, I just want to go back and talk about how I remember when I first started cutting, I used to just be stuck on one side of the head, really trying to get it perfect. And I would look at the clock and I'd be like, wow, I really been stuck fading this one side of the head for 15 minutes. And the other side of the haircut is not even done because I'm so focused on really trying to make this blend perfect and not moving on. But as I matured as a barber, I realized that it's okay to move on and go to the other side if the fade not looking how you want it to look. Sometimes you have to give your eyes time to reset, refresh, and just look at something else. Because your eyes can play tricks on you. Your eyes can see things that's really not there. So that's basically what I do now. I set in my foundation and I just move on. Once everything is lined up and the cut is pretty much done, now I come back and look at the fade, and now I can see things that I didn't see before. And that's what really started helping me. Bro, you have to learn how to just stop fading sometime and just move on and just have your eyes look at something different. Because when you are looking at something, we are fading. We are trying to create a blur effect. So if you just staring at a blur, your eyes is just going to be looking at blur, like it's blurry, and you're just going to be cutting something that's really not there. So it's good to go off and just go look at something else and then come back to it, and I'm pretty sure you will start to see things that you didn't see before. So just put in the foundation of your fade first, line your client up. Once the cut is done, then come back and really detail and really take that haircut to the next level. That's something that helped me. And if you are one of them people that's struggle with staying on one side of the fade for too long because you're trying to make the haircut perfect, you try to detail all at once, just put in your foundation and come back and detail later, and I promise you will get different results. But look at this fade, man. This thing is blurry. We served up another McBlurry, man. Now we're just gonna line up the vertical bars, and this is like another gem. Once you line up the vertical bars, it makes everything pop, and like you will really start to see things once you put a line on something. So my client did want me to line him up in the front, but he did tell me do not really focus on really trying to make his edge area super sharp, and it really don't have to be straight, because he did not want me to dig into his light areas where you see he is thinning really bad. So he said just follow his natural hairline. Don't dig into his light spots to try to give him a super sharp edge up. And I was like, all right, cool. So right here, this is the same exact line that I followed. I did not dig in there whatsoever. I could have made this hairline straight, but I got it straight as possible for it not to look crazy. Bro, I just be serving my people, man. I just do what I'm told as a barber, man. If you ask me for it, I'm gonna do exactly what you told me to do. And that's what I did. But I still think it came out fire. And after I lined them up, I came back, we looked at the mirror, and I asked him how that looked. He said, yeah, man, let's keep it right there. And I feel like I really don't show a lot of like me lining up like my client mustache and stuff. I really just go right to the beard. So I thought it was just pretty cool to show you guys me lining up his mustache and stuff. And you can see these trimmers is smacking. We're just gonna line up right underneath the beard. For the necklines, I like to do the same thing for the edge. I like to start right in the middle because that's your balance, man. Everything flows right out the middle. Then we're gonna use some Tune 45 shave gel. I like to put 2 dots on each side. Then I like to just rub it in with my fingers. And I'm showing you the line that I am going to create. We are going to hit his vertical bars. And we're going to stretch the skin. That's real crucial on really getting that curve that you are looking for. You have to stretch the skin to really get that loop. Then we're just going to knock off all the bulk that's on the cheeks. We're going to comb everything out. I always like to hit every line at least twice, maybe 3 times. But this is on the second pass through. This is where I really like to make the beard super sharp. And you can see every time I am stretching the skin to really put that line in super crispy. And we're just going to repeat the same exact steps on this side. And you can see I'm using Pink Panther. Yes, I named my razor. This is that Pink Panther, man, that Turkish razor. We have them in all different colors: blue, pink, red, green. Super light, man. It's one of my favorite razors. And also what's cool about these Turkish razors are you can have the blade exposed or you can have it non-exposed. But I like my blade to be exposed a little bit. But just like I was saying, once everything is lined up and the cut is done, you can really see the fade for truly what it is. And this is where I really like to lock in and do some detailing work with no guard, with the lever open, and do a little bit of lever play to really take that cut to the next level. And you can see, man, this thing is blurry, bro. This is a Mick blurry. And this is how he came in, man. I turned him to a whole different person, and it was my first time cutting his hair. But thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you like any products that I use in this video, click the link below. It will automatically give you your 10% off. It's your boy More Fades. I hope you guys learned something on this video. Continue to be good and do good. I'm out ya.